Hello. Hello? Hello. Should I clap? Ah, perfect. I always wonder if my mic's backwards. Hi. We are playing Paper Perjury. All I know about this game is that it involves a lawyer or some sort of legal uh, character, and additionally, it's a visual novel. That's close enough to Phoenix Wright that I'll just go into it blind. Again, I have no idea about any of this. Paper Perjury is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. April 16th, unknown. Hello? This is Detective Ernest Hunt's office. I'm away from the office. Please leave me a message. Detective, this is Sandra Lear, the witness from yesterday. I lied yesterday. There's more going on than I was letting on. I made a terrible mistake and I need your protection. I think my... Sandra, please forgive me. 100%. Already like... Phoenix Wright. As your city police well, it's not LA, so I guess it's a little bit off. This is it, my first real job. As a clerk. My name is Justina Smith. I'm a newly hired police clerk working at Azure City's 5th Police Precinct. Though, when I told my parents, they seemed to think I was signing on as a cop. I'd rather avoid that sort of dangerous life. I'm more than content just doing paperwork. Not that I'm afraid of action. Everyone always says I'm too headstrong. What is wrong with me? Still, I'm really nervous. Stay calm, Justina. All you have to do is do your job well and keep your head down low. Here we go. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Maybe there's someone around I can ask. Excuse me, sir? Sorry, miss. I'm in a hurry. Wait, I work here. I mean, well, today's my first day. I'm here for the clerk role. Oh? In that case, I'm Detective Ernest Hunt. Sorry. Unfortunately, that's all the pleasantries I can give right now. Something important just occurred and I need to get going. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted right now. Miss Earle is our senior clerk here. Go speak with her for your assignment. Your station should be in the back. Time's ticking. Gotta run. Geez, someone's in a hurry. Well, at least I know where my desk is now. Time to meet my supervisor. Can view profiles of people you meet during a case. Your collected profiles can be found in your case file. I don't think it's going to be like Phoenix Wright. I feel like it's going to be more what am I trying to say? Visual novel based. Excuse me, I'm looking for Miss Earle. If you're here to speak with an officer, please wait in the lobby. What? Oh no, I'm not a civilian. Well, maybe I am. Does an office job here make me a civilian? Office job? Can I see some ID? ID. I think I brought that with me. You can view your collected evidence at any time by checking the case file screen. To present evidence, select a piece of evidence from the... Oh, so it is. It's pretty close. Alright. Here you go. Present. Perfect. You're the new girl. Yeah, she just threw... she just threw that away. Sue Pearl? Oh, I wonder if that's a reference. God, Pearl is so cute. Welcome to your new office. I'm Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to work with you. I'm the head, and before today, the only clerk here at this branch. However, this is not the time for chit-chat. Today is a busy day and we need you working right away. There's a police report from yesterday that I need you to file. Something came up recently that requires my full attention. I trust that you can handle a simple filing job? Yes, ma'am. Make sure all the information matches up correctly. Once you're done, let me know. I want to know why everyone is in a rush, but I can ask her about it later. Right now, I need to get to work. Well, it's just about as basic as a workstation can be. I feel that. That's basically my workstation. So much for getting trained. Hopefully I can figure this out myself. Let's see here. There's the detective summary, a witness statement, and a couple of pieces of evidence. Thieves' path. Footprints found at the crime scene. Spacing of the prints indicates that the thief walked calmly towards and away from the safe. Window. The window the thief entered from. It unlocks from the inside only. Safe. Money for the Klaus orphanage was stored here. Half of it was stolen. No evidence of tampering. Well, considering all those three, it means it has to be an inside job. It was somebody close to the victim, or somebody who worked in the same office. Case summary updated. You can now access the summary section of the case file. The summary section contains the detective's brief on the case, as well as a log of what you've accomplished during a case. Done and done. Looks like everything is here. Let's see. Should I look over everything real quick before I file them? Now for that witness statement. Good thing the detective recorded it. The camera is on. We can begin when you're ready. Hey, that sounds just like the detective I spoke to earlier. This must be his case then. Can you provide your name and occupation for the record? Certainly. I'm Sandra Lear. I work as a maid at the Bank estate. I appreciate the cooperation. Now can you describe the events that took place earlier? Of course. Oh god, it's so like it. I was cleaning the hallway when I heard noise coming from this room. I went inside, saw someone taking money out of the safe. I couldn't get a good look at his face, but he was clearly a 6-foot-tall man carrying lockpicks. When he saw— Wait a minute. Lockpicks wouldn't work on a safe, though. I would assume that the safe had a a keyhole, but it didn't. It had a combo. When he saw me, he took some of the money and ran to the window, making his escape. Yeah, and it wouldn't work because the lock's on the inside of the window. So that means he either lockpicked the room door, or it was just a distraction, or something else that had a lock he was picking. I couldn't catch him, so I checked the safe. Half of the money inside was stolen. I called the police to report the crime shortly afterwards. I see. Seems to me like it was simple robbery. Wait a second. Something about what she said seems off. Did she just lie? I need to look over. I need to check my magnetama. I'm gonna make so many Phoenix Wright references. I need to look over her statement again. I'm sure there's a problem somewhere. When I find a line I think is the problem, I can press the dispute button and present evidence. Submitting it as easy as clicking evidence on the evidence that clicking present on the evidence that contradicts the statement. I want to check real quick. See, look, there's no keyhole, and the window enters from the inside, unless it has a key on the outside, but it doesn't, because it only unlocks from the inside. And the thief walked calmly towards and away from the safe. I was cleaning the hallway and the nurse going in this room, making money. The girl's face was 6 foot tall, carrying a mountain. I ran to the window. That's wrong because the thief walked. She said that the thief ran, but the evidence shows the thief calmly walked, as if he wasn't afraid of being caught. Why would she lie about that? I should let Miss Earl know what I found. Oh, Miss? Yeah, Miss. Miss Earl. What is it? It's the witness statement. It doesn't add up. I was reviewing the case file, and I think she lied. She told the detective that the thief ran in a hurry, but the evidence seems to indicate the opposite, that the thief had walked calmly. Let me see that case. Fine, whatever. I see. I think you're right. The police need to speak with Miss Lear again. She clearly didn't see the thief. Sorry to say, but that will be impossible. Impossible? Why? About an hour ago, we got a call from the Eubank estate. The thief returned this morning, and this time he attempted to take Miss Lear's life. What? Attempted? Thankfully, she survived, but she's currently in a coma with a life-threatening head injury. Around the time you showed up, our lead detective went to investigate. I've been processing the paperwork over the call. Lead detective? You mean Detective Hunt? I see you already met. Yes, that's him. So what do we do now? We'll call the detective and inform him. He can decide what to do next. Until then, keep Miss Lear's statement with you. You might need it later. But why would the thief return to the scene of the crime? There has to be more to it. The thief lives at the scene of the crime. The thief never left the scene of the crime, obviously. Ow, my back. I think I'll speak with a detective when he gets back. Miss Lear lied about the thief running towards the window to escape. She claimed the thief was a tall man holding lockpicks. The lockpicks don't add up either, because, again, there's no lock to pick. Azure City Police Precinct, and even if you want to say, oh, well, he had the lockpicks because he's a thief, why would he take them out? He would have to take them out so that Miss Lear could have seen them in the first place, right? There is no way that he could have been the thief, or the thief could have had lockpicks. It would be nonsensical. Unless there was an actual lock to pick, which doesn't look like the safe had one. We can't, investigate the safe, so I guess that's only an assumption. Detective Hunt has returned. I hope my tip helped him. Excuse me, Detective Hunt? I'm busy, right? Oh, hold on. You're that new girl, right? The one Miss Earl told me found the clue? Why am I... I'm a bad public speaker. Yes, I'm Justina Smith, sir. Looks like our newest member already wants to be out on the front lines. You misunderstood, sir. Standing up in front of an armed criminal is not what I signed up for. In any case, maybe you can help me. Help you how? I could use your help getting confession from our thief. Follow me to the interrogation room. He did like the... Never mind. Yeah. Wait, what? And he's gone. How on earth am I supposed to help him? April 16th, blah, blah, blah. There you are. The chief wants us to start the interrogation right away. Now hold on just a minute. I'm a police clerk. What exactly do you want me to do? Write down everything you two say? Yes, actually. No. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting my chair because my back is killing me. No, I want you to help me interrogate the suspect. Interrogate? I don't know how to interrogate someone. You're a police officer. How could you not know how to interrogate someone? Because I'm not a police officer. I was hired to do paperwork. Paperwork is the true life of a police officer. You'll do fine. But I feel a little underqualified to be in charge of an investigation. Oh, interrogation. God, I'm dumb. I'm the one in charge. You're there to help. Besides, you're young. You being there might make the suspect lower their guard. Well, I guess I'll help as much as I can. All you need to do is listen to their statement. If you find a flaw, point it out. It's exactly the same as what you did on the computer. But what if their statement is perfect? As long as the suspect is hiding something, there will always be a flaw somewhere. You'll just have to find those flaws until the truth comes out. You sound like you expected the suspect to lie. I do. And you should too. Sometimes, the flaw might not be immediately obvious. You can question the suspect. It's the okay. So it is pretty close to Phoenix Wright. But there's no investigation phase. It's just the entire... What would it be? Trial phase? Yeah, basically. You can question the suspect to ask for more information. They may review... Oh, I guess part of the investigation is pressing. I guess it depends on what game you're playing. They might reveal some additional information that could be helpful. Right, so I question the suspect if I want clarification, and I dispute if I find a flaw. It's so like it. You got it. I'm so happy. I'm not even criticizing it. I'm so excited. You got it. See, you're a natural interrogator. Alright, now hold their head down, and I'm gonna pour this bucket of water on them. Don't let them up. Make sure the cloth is over their face. Mouth and nose, remember, mouth and nose. We need an ironclad confession, so we need to find all the flaws in the suspect's statement. Easier said than done. Wait, am I even allowed to go in there? Yeah, he is doing like the Ricardo. You know what it's whatever. Save any further questions for the suspect. He sure is impatient. So many wires. My headphone wire is going directly across my whole body because my speaker's on my right side, but my headphone jack is on my right side, but my headphone jack is on my left side. On top of that, my microphone USB cable is on my right side, so I had to stick my hand through my mic USB, which I actually had to plug in because it kept going off. Plug into a USB hub because it kept turning off. Yeah, I'm just like, I have wires all wrapped around me right now. And I hit my hand on the table. So this is the inside of an interrogation room. I'm lucky I'm here on the police side. And on the other side... Oh, on the other side is our thief? I thought the witness said they were male. Whoa. Presuming. Sorry to keep you waiting. I had to grab my assistant. Since when was I his assistant? She's new here, so let me catch her up to speed. As part of your arrest, you agreed to completely cooperate with us. And you're going to hold up your end of the deal, right? On my honor as a police officer. Then... Yeah, those were the lockpicks. Your ears better open themselves for the greatest plan of the entire criminal underground. Oh! All she did was go through a window. I wish more criminals had your enthusiasm. Please state your name for us. I'm the great and cunning Hannah Overyor. Oh, like hand over your. No lies so far. You're doing great. Keep it up. I want to check. Head clerk. Oh, whoops. Wow, I'm so misogynistic. Our presumptuous thief. How could anyone take pride in robbery? Thankfully, she plans to confess to us. Where's her height? Thief running towards the window. She claimed the thief was a tall man holding lockpicks. So that's where she got the tall man from. Or the man from. It wasn't anyone here who said that. It was just from the statement. No lies so far. You're doing great. Keep it up. Stop patronizing me. I stole from one of the wealthiest men in the country. And I arrested you for the crime in less than 24 hours. But, by all means, keep bragging. No comeback? Oh, no comeback? Then let us continue. You are currently only being charged for the crime of larceny, so we... Hold on, what about... All in due time, Miss Assistant. We have a criminal giving a full confession. That takes priority. What's he getting at? She committed the assault too, right? Well, you have no evidence of that. She only admitted to larceny. Why is he not charging her for that as well? Wait, who is he calling Miss Assistant? As I was saying, All we need is your official statement. Are you ready, Miss Assistant? Ready as I'll ever be. Then, Miss Yor, you may begin at any time. A thief I am proud of. Around 4:30 p.m., I snuck into the Eubank estate. I spotted the safe. It's inside stuffed with treasure. I used my trusty lockpicks to open the window, and I made my way inside. I'll check that real quick. Lockpicks? Every gate thief carries a set of lockpicks with them. You can just have like a hammer most of the time for like padlocks and stuff if they're cheap enough. I need them for this heist. Keep mine in my hair. I thought those were just hairpins. Hang on. Why did the detective let her bring lockpicks in here? Pilfered, safe of its contents, grabbing about half of the money inside. Can't believe you took an entire day to find me. Police are better than that. Use my trusty lockpicks. But that's not true. She even did the thing! Ha! Monsieur, you couldn't have opened the window. The window in the room only opens from the inside. No lockpicks could get you around that. I can explain. You see, the weather was really warm that day. The maid opened up the window. I just got the details mixed up. Let me explain. So there we go. Hannah, over your statement. When I snuck into the estate, the window was already open. I actually want to check that. A likely story. Do you have any proof it was open? My proof is that I say it was open. That's not proof. Besides, what was your plan if the window wasn't open? I try a different entrance. You're so proud of robbery if you didn't even prepare for it. I simply climbed in. That's when I spotted the safe. Your tools? That's what I said. You mean your lockpicks, right? Maybe, maybe not. Thief never reveals her secrets. Detective, make her give a straight answer. I think you have all the information you need. What's that supposed to mean? I mixed up the window and the safe. Lied about the thief running. She claimed the thief was a tall man holding lockpicks. You just climbed in? What if you got caught? Well, I was feeling lucky. Besides, there was nobody inside there. But the maid was right outside that room, so I didn't know that. You're the worst thief I've ever heard of. But you have heard of me. Trusty tools to open up the safe. Money for the class openage. No evidence of tampering. Well, now we know that there's no evidence of tampering. Monsieur, how did you open the safe? You said you opened it with your lockpicks, but there's no sign of tampering. It could only be opened with a code. Your tools would be useless. I never said that my tools were my lockpicks. I mean my greatest tool of all, patience. I just waited for the maid to open up the safe. I robbed it after she left. Monsieur, I doubt both of your statements are true. You're saying that Miss Lear opened the safe and the window and then just left the room? Yes. Detective, that doesn't make any sense. That would have to be the biggest coincidence ever. But not impossible. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to counter her claim right now. Safe access. Hannah claims that Miss Lear opened the safe and the window before leaving the room. The safe can only be opened through a passcode. I don't know her reason. I only took advantage of them. What now? Something is wrong with her story. I know it. There has to be a way to draw out the truth. Monsieur, can you explain the purpose of your lockpicks? You mean these? Well, they pick locks, as the name implies. I just keep them in my hair for safekeeping. Safekeeping. You just said that you waited for the maid to open the window and the safe. So then, why are you carrying lockpicks? I have a good reason for that. One that Miss Tacky Green suit will accept. It's not as tacky as the orange jumpsuit you'll be wearing. Now, this is not a time for colorful quips. What am I mess everything up. Please, monsieur, tell us your story. Hannah overs another statement. Lockpicks were needed to enter the estate. There is a gate with a padlock that I picked in order to get on the property. I placed my lockpicks in my hair afterwards. I had no need for them once I got to the window. I'm not going to do the question everything method. Why did you put your lockpicks away? What if you needed them? Why would I? The safe and the window were open. Plus, I needed my hands free to grab the money. So you didn't take your lockpicks out at all after entering the room? Nope, not even once. Thank you. Let's carry on. I wonder how strict it's going to be. Monsieur, did you know Miss Lear gave a recorded statement? So, in her statement, she said the thief was a 6-foot-tall male and had lockpicks. Her description of you was wrong, but there was one key detail about you she mentioned, that you had lockpicks. If she only saw you during your escape, she would only have seen them as hairpins. Something happened in that room, and it wasn't a simple robbery. I can explain. Nope, please allow me. I always like this part, it's cool. Earlier today, I saw that the footprint you left in that room showed you walking away from the safe. Normally, I would expect a thief like yourself to simply run away. One possibility was that she lied about seeing you. However, if she knew about the lockpicks, then she clearly had seen you. Maybe she saw that I picked the lock at the gate to get onto the property. Blah, 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 blah. We only found that lock after we arrived and interviewed her. Miss Assistant, do you know why Miss Lear was in the room with our thief? Why was Miss Lear in the room with the thief? My guess is there was never a robbery at all. Let's see. Maybe she saw that I picked the lock. We only found the lock and interviewed here. Oh, Miss Lear was in the room with our thief. Well, the obvious answer would be that the two knew each other. This whole time, you said you wanted to confess to get a plea deal. Yet, that was never the reason. This was all meant to hide your relationship with Miss Lear. That's okay, cool. So it was the easy answer. After getting your tip on the footprint, I came to the conclusion. The thief must have been someone Miss Lear knew. So, I asked the Eubank family about her friends, and your name came up. Getting your bank records was the hard part, but that's how I proved you were the thief. How did you get her bank records? I have my connections. Wells Fargo. Bank of America. Anyways. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. Anyways, it's clear you hid your relationship to keep Miss Lear from being arrested as well. The two of you were working together. You're mistaken. If we were working together, why wouldn't she just let me right through the front door? She wouldn't even need me. She could have just robbed the safe herself. I think my assistant can explain that, can't you? Why did the two of them stage the robbery as they did? Front door was not possible. I wanted the police to know a thief stole the money. Yeah, that would be right. Correct again. And we did get involved, so their plan at that point was successful. They knew that the money being stolen would make the news. And if Miss Lear says a male thief stole the money, it would throw our investigation off. We trust Miss Lear, of course. Yeah, you trust the victim. She isn't even technically the victim. She's just a witness. So, unless you want me to throw the full extent of the law at you, we need your real confession now. Are we gonna get a breakdown? No. You win. I'm no great thief. Your robbery might have not been very great, but you did try to steal away the truth. I like Hunt. He's cool. I can't believe you. How do you crack jokes at a time like this? Lighten up, Miss Assistant. We won this round. We can have some fun now. You haven't taken this seriously at any point. Monsieur, we have a few questions to ask now. Don't you already know everything? Just throw me in a jail cell. I don't think you were stealing based out of greed. If you were, why would you only take half the money? So I want to offer you a chance to tell us why you stole the money. You know what the money is? Do you know what the money in the safe was used for, right? It was charity money, but I don't know which charity it was for. It's a charity run by the Eubank estate. They raise money for a local orphanage. I have to say, stealing money from orphans doesn't paint you in the best light. Every year, Mr. Eubank raises money for the charity, but he's been lying about how much he receives. The amount they raise and the amount that goes to the charity are different. Chandra helped me with the fundraising, and she figured out there was a discrepancy. Hold on. If he's wealthy enough to have a charity, why is he stealing money from it? The rich get rich. Hold on, Miss Assistant. None of this is proven. She lied once already. We have to take the rest with a grain of salt. Still, why would he keep the charity money in a safe? Wouldn't a bank account be safer? Banks keep records. If he was ever audited, the record would reveal what he did. The Eubanks own one of the largest investment firms in the country. They know how to avoid leaving any paper trail. It's always investment firms that are sketchy. I don't know why. But why would he give Miss Lear the code to the safe? Well, I don't really know. Sandra never told me. So, why did the two of you get involved? Is it Sandra or Chandra? Chandra couldn't accept what was going on. She told me about what she found, and what her plan was, so I agreed to help her. And what were you planning to do with the money after you stole it? Well, we didn't figure that part out. We didn't expect to get caught so quickly. You know, if you told me you had planned to anonymously donate the money, I could almost respect this little plan. Regardless, we still have to charge you. Charge me? But please, at least let Chandra off with a lighter sentence. I was the one who stole the money. All she did was open the window and the safe. That's part of stealing the money. I know you'll go arrest her after this, but you have to understand that. Oh no, she doesn't know. I'm sorry, Monsieur. We have some bad news. We got a call from the Eubank estate this morning. Miss Lear was attacked and is in critical condition. No, you're joking, right? You're just trying to get me to say more. Well, you'll be charged with larceny. I'm afraid, pending further investigation, you're also being held under arrest for attempted murder. What? No! Why would I try to kill Chandra? We're best friends. I would never hurt her. I believe you. But we don't have a choice right now. You'll be detained here until further notice. I can assure you, however, that your cooperation won't go unnoticed. You have the legal right to a public defender if your case goes to court. To hell with a lawyer. Hey, Don't be so mean. Why did you hide this from me until now? Why did you just want to watch me struggle? You're evil, both of you. Everything they say about the cops in this city, you corrupt, heartless monsters. I'm sorry, but it would be in your best interest if you didn't speak to us further without a lawyer. The two of us best be going now. I can never get comfortable, you know? It's one of those things. Also, my hands are freezing. Everything sucks. I wish I could do more for you, Hannah. My apologies, Miss Smith. That wasn't something I planned on you having to see. Neither did I. Wait a second. You actually used my name. You're hereby freed from being my assistant. You can go back to your normal duties. If it means anything, you certainly did well back there. If you already knew everything, why did you need me in the first place? When Miss Earle told me how you found that clue, I decided I wanted to test your critical thinking skills. Looks like I was right to test you. You solved the case like a pro. Why do I... Ugh. I was never picked to popcorn read. I'm sure you can tell by now. I hope you didn't mind me having a bit of fun in there. Given how things ended, I wouldn't call any of that fun. I know. She meant most of that for me, not you. Either way, I don't want you to have to face any more of that because of me. So what are you going to do now? Her best friend nearly died. She's our #1 suspect. I'm going back to the crime scene to try and clear her name. So if you'll excuse me. Hold it! I never agreed to stop being your assistant. Hannah said something I want to see for myself. I might not be a police officer, but please, take me with you. I think I've borrowed you from Miss Earle long enough. Keeping you away any longer would only anger her and risk your job. Do you really think I'm that quick to boil? She looks a lot like, kind of like Mia, honestly. I don't know. She just has that whole vibe to her. You know what I mean? Miss Earle, wait, how much did you hear? Enough to have an opinion on the matter? Ernest, take her with you. Do you think she can help solve the case? It would be foolish not to let her see the crime scene. I'll make sure Hannah is treated well until you solve the case. Are you sure? What about Justina's duties here? Her paperwork can wait. She can always work overtime. You just want me to stay overtime on my first... Oh. You want me to stay overtime on my first day? Would you rather just stay here and miss all the fun? Alright, deal. I'll go. Do you get paid for that overtime, or is it voluntary? Unpaid. Do look after her, Ernest. It's still only her first day. Can I use the remote or my controller right now? Yeah, I can. I'm gonna switch to that. My hands are too cold. Well then, Miss Assistant, are you ready to go? Sir, yes, sir. Perfect. Here's the key. I'll show you to the car. Wait, do you want me to drive? Of course. The assistant always drives. Besides, it's a good test of your driving skills. You never know when we might be in a highway chase. Follow me. That was how my relationship with Detective Hunt began. Is it a romantic? What if this happens to also be a dating sim? I would be so in for that. I went from a desk job to field work in a matter of hours, and all because of one Sorry, I accidentally skipped forward. Little did I know how much this single case was going to change my life forever. End of case 1. Whoa. Really? That was kind of short. Is there only one? Is there only one thing? Are you serious? Wow. That's pretty short. After solving the mystery behind the robbery, we left for the Eubank estate to find out why Miss Lear was attacked. All the while, my new detective friend was telling me the details of how he found Miss Yor. We arrived just as he finished. Ba 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 ba. And then I brought her to the interrogation room before you joined the fun. You know the rest. We left that room with Hannah claiming we were awful people. I wouldn't consider any of that fun. Regardless, it's all the more reason for us to prove her innocence. Then who attacked Chantra? It couldn't possibly have been the Eubank family, right? I have a few ideas, but a good detective avoids becoming tunnel-visioned. It's important to have a fresh perspective on things. That's where I come in. Precisely. You catch on quick. So what do we do now? Now comes the fun part of being a detective. Investigating. Oh, so we do have an investigation phase. Seeing as this is your first investigation, would you like me to run you through the basics? Yes, please. Alright, it's pretty simple. Each time we come across an area to examine, we have a few different options. The first option is to look around for clues. We can investigate the immediate area for any details that stick out. Doing so is the best way for us to find evidence, which we can then use in our investigation. Second, we may come across witnesses. When we do, it's important for us to collect their statement. This is similar to This is similar to what suspects give during interrogations. But this time, we simply take their words and write them down for later. You might find that some witnesses are entirely truthful in their statements. When this happens, we can review their statements and point out contradiction, just like we do in the interrogation room. Not everyone will have a flaw in their statement, however, so don't go running around accusing people without a reason. In addition to their statements, we can also just talk to the witnesses. Doing so is another good way to uncover information. Finally, once we're ready to move on, we can travel to another area. We have free reign of the house, so we can move around as we like. Whenever you want to talk to me, we can come back here. I'll have more to say as the case unfolds. Come back here every once in a while to hear more. And now then, let's get started. You can now track your current leads through the summary section of the case file. Investigate. I want to check this door. For a wealthy family, this house seems less grand than I expected. What did you expect? A luxury palace the size of a stadium? Home prices are already going up far faster than most wages. This is still prime real estate. At least they keep their home modest rather than driving up the prices even further. Gentrification. I suppose so. So, how was my driving? You never drove above the speed limit. You even dipped 5 below on the freeway. Worst driver. I was driving a police car. I had to set a good example. You know, studies show that slower drivers cause more accidents than faster ones. That's 100% true. Really? I guess I'll look that up later. You're a police car. You can speed. It's fine. I see an open window up there. Why would you want to keep the window open? It's such a cool day. It stinks. It must reek in there. I do that all the time. We'll have to take a closer look. We'll have to take a closer look at it once we're inside. I'm still not sure about Hannah Yore's story. Why would the Eubanks want to steal charity money? I can think of a number of reasons. I'm sure she's telling the truth. Whatever happened to she lied once already, we have to take the rest with a grain of salt. That was Detective Hunt speaking. Ernest Hunt says she's innocent. But don't you have your doubts? Yeah, I have my doubts. Still, I believe her. I don't think any actor could fake the anger she had. It did feel real. It would be so much easier if this was all an accident. Blame it all on bad luck. Foyer. Wow, this place is much more impressive on the inside. Don't get too distracted by the lion's den before meeting the lion itself. I presume a hummingbird's nest myself. Wait, I prefer a hummingbird's nest myself. After all, they represent optimism and playfulness, traits that we all use in our lives. I see you brought a new guest. Welcome to my house. I'm Ferris Eubank. Oh, I'm Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. My, you're quite nervous. What a weirdo. What a weirdo. I carry a canteen of tea on me at all time. And a cup, apparently. Some tea should calm those nerves. Care for a cup? No, I would hate to impose. Now, you're my guest. Now, you're a guest in my home. I simply must offer you a drink. Oh, I simply must offer you a drink. I'm the worst. Then let's save the cup until after we're finished. Is she guilty? She's weird design. She doesn't quite have that Phoenix Wright design. She's close. Why the monocle? I was about to say magnifying glass. Also, how does she take that teacup off her belt? Is it like a carabiner clip? Sus. Fair enough. Now, what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? I thought you caught the thief earlier this morning. We did. That case is already wrapped up with a shiny bow. We hear about the attack on your maid, Miss Lear. Why, I can still hardly believe that Chandra was attacked. Just this morning, she was getting my tea ready. I thought, what? You have it right there. And before I knew it, the police were here. It's totally a... What? I hope for her sake... Oh, that is pretty Phoenix Wright, honestly. I hope for her sake you lock away that wicked thief for what she did. What exactly is in that tea? Kerosene. Your cooperation in this matter is greatly appreciated. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. In that case, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Can you tell me where you were when Miss Lear was attacked? Let me think. Statement. This morning, I was having breakfast in the dining room with the rest of the family. After my husband finished eating, I stayed by myself in the dining room. We adopted a stray cat yesterday, so I was feeding him. I was there the whole time until the police came. I believe it was shortly after that when Chandra was found. There's nothing sus about that. And they're feeding a family's cat. Collected witness statement through this summary. Can we verify your whereabouts? Oh, can someone verify your whereabouts? Not a soul, I'm afraid. I suppose that makes me a suspect? Of course not. You don't have a motive. We only want to know where you were. Your partner here seems to have a different idea. Guilty as charged. Here's a tip, Miss Assistant. Lack of motive does not mean lack of guilt. Chandra is family, Detective. We would never hurt her. Then you should have no issue with us looking around to confirm that. Well, you're free to look around. After all, you already caught the culprit. What's with this attitude? Should I have a talk? I should have a talk with him outside. No, we're not going to bring that up first. We're actually going to go outside because I want to talk to him first. You know, you could have been nicer to our host. She's a suspect in attempted murder. I was only being fair. If I go easy on her, she might take advantage of that kindness. I understand that, but you took it way too far. We shouldn't treat every potential suspect like criminals. I know you mean well, but you haven't met the people I have. We can't afford any risks. Sounds like there's a story there. There is, but that's for another day. I'll hold you to that. For a year. Yawn. Oh, those are some lovely plants. Do you mean the what? Plantanic brothers? They have names? Why, they're valuable members of our home. Nothing makes you feel more invited than being greeted by the Plantanic brothers. Why keep them in corners? Even plants can be shy. They get frightened easily. That's because those are partial shade plants. They can only take so much sunlight. You're no fun, Detective. Paintings. Those paintings. Is something wrong? These paintings are so uninspired. The palette is completely dull. What's the point of painting something without any soul or creativity? Art is more than just pictures to put on a wall. I didn't know you had such a strong art opinions. What? Such strong art opinions? What? Thank my parents. They're artists. Staring at art is just a second nature to me. Sorry for the rant. I know it's weird. I got the hiccups. Ugh. Worst time to get the hiccups. It's not weird at all. A good detective can walk into a room and pinpoint whatever stands out. It just means you have a good pair of eyes. Window. That's quite the window. Oh, I just love all the light it lets in. Makes our home feel so alive. Yeah, but everything else in your house is kind of dull. It's a bit too grand if you ask me. All that light must be blinding from the stairs. A brighter world is never a bad thing, detective. I was having... Whoops. Whoops. Okay. This is Eubank. Please, dear, call me Ferris. Ferris, could you tell me about Eubank Investments? It's an investment firm that our family runs. We provide the funds to transform empty land into beautiful destinations. Gentrification. My husband is the founder and CEO. I run the legal department. The whole legal department? Wow. With your carabiner teacup? It's hardly that impressive. A single cup of oolong tea is far more complex than anything I do. Oolong is kind of nasty. I take that back. It kind of just tastes like Earl Grey if I remember. I don't drink that much oolong. Eubank Investments has dealings all around the Azure City and beyond. It would be impossible for them not to run into a lot of legal issues. I bet you're the life of the party, detective. Well, you don't get to detective on good looks alone. Apparently you get there by just being present and kind of interesting. Anyways, it was her who secured the company's first major property development. That success led the company to where it is today. No need to flatter me, detective. After all, my husband did all the planning. I just carried out those plans. Excuse me, when was that major investment exactly? I believe it was about a decade ago. I see. I never thought I'd be missing... I never thought I'd be meeting Miss Eubank. Ugh. To think all of that happened 10 years ago. Are you doing alright, dear? Stop drinking the tea you're offering me. If you're feeling tired, perhaps some tea would help. Huh? Oh no, sorry, I was just thinking. I keep my past to myself. If you're hungry, feel free to help yourself to the kitchen. Some delicious food might ease that mind of yours, We should be heading to the crime scene. We have an investigation to conduct. Should pay both places a visit. I want to go first to the kitchen, because I'm kind of curious. It seems a pair of red and green bell peppers have entered my pot. Oh, should I? Ho 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 ho! Ah, detective, you're back. Mr. Curry, I'm back with the newest member of the police's veggie garden. I'm Justina Smith, the green bell pepper. Didn't Athena get called a bell pepper? Who got called a bell pepper? I think it was Athena. She was called a pepper. Someone was called a pepper. Oh, it might have been Apollo. Yeah, it might have been Apollo because of the red suit. Pleasure to meet you. I am Oliver Curry, professional chef to the Eubank family. Tell me, detective, do you have any news on Chandra? Unfortunately, she's still recovering. Thankfully, it's not life-threatening. I thought it was. I thought she was in critical condition. I can't believe someone would attack her. Could y'all... Oh. I guess he... Could y'all give her this box of food when you see her next? She didn't eat any breakfast this morning. This morning? I don't know how to do a French accent. And that hospital food isn't fit for the rats to eat. Couldn't he just bring her the food himself? Well, whatever. I'll just take it. I read the report from yesterday, but you didn't come up. Where were you during the robbery? I was on vacation up until yesterday. I was gone for the past few days to visit my parents in Paris. It took a whole day of travel just to get back here. I have such a bad accent. I arrived an hour after the robbery. We checked his claims this morning, and he only showed up after the robbery. Speaking of this morning, where were you when Chandra got attacked? Why do you ask? Just doing a routine investigation. Well, as I already told you, all of this. I already told you all of this, but I will say it again. All of this? I don't know. I spent most of the day cooking. Chandra came here this morning to bring the family their breakfast. After that, I stayed here in the kitchen, cleaning until I heard she was attacked. The police had already found her in the trophy room by then. In this trophy, I can't do a good accent. Hate my accent, please. I spent most of the day cooking. Chandra came here this morning to bring the family their breakfast. Ferris' statement was in the dining room by herself until the police came. She claims she was there feeding the family's cat. Claims he was in the kitchen. Spent most of the day cooking. Chandra came here this morning to bring the family their breakfast. And after that, I stayed here in the kitchen cleaning until I heard she was attacked. The police had already found her in the trophy room by then. A whole day to travel. That must have been exhausting. It certainly was. But no matter the distance, they are my family. Then why work here? Couldn't you work closer to your family? They would have forced me to work in the family business. No, Sherry and I much happier here. Sherry? My frying pan. She is my most trusted companion. I take her everywhere I go. Who names a frying pan? Right, so what exactly is your family's business? They run a restaurant back home. Not much artistry there. Everything is fried. Here, I'm free to make anything I wish. Don't the Eubanks decide what you cook? They might decide their meals, but how I prepare them is entirely up to me. My creativity runs free in this kitchen. I see. All this talk about food is making me hungry. I should add his Sherry to the evidence. Carries it with him everywhere. Mr. Eubank. It sounds like Mr. Eubank is a good boss. He's a wonderful boss. Such a joy to cook for. When he's hungry, he never minces his words, never hums and haws. No, he always knows exactly what he wants. Sounds reasonable to me. I thought you gotta do whatever you felt like. I'm lucky to have a boss as kind as him. Not all of them are like that. Many personal chefs are treated poorly. They are seen as expendable. Chandra and I, on the other hand, have been treated well by Mr. Eubank. You've been rather quiet, sir. Well, I'm glad to hear he does the bare minimum for his employees. Do you have a problem with Mr. Eubank? I do, but not because he's a bad boss. Why then? I have my reasons. You should go meet him yourself, Zirsi. He is usually in his office upstairs. He is? Let's go pay him a visit. I suppose we need a statement. Well, we can head there whenever you're ready. Salad. Stop staring at me. Stop staring at me, you overgrown side dish. I don't need to be guilt-tripped into eating my veggies. I see, you have taken an interest in my salad. Oh, yeah, it looks tasty. As tasty as a salad can be. The finest, of course, for the Eubanks. Anything less, and I would be no different than that greasy fast food cook. I better not tell him about my high school job. Mickey D's. Oh wow, this is some fancy wine. Let's see. Our winery started over 50 years ago by a pair of brothers with nothing except 2 cows and a dream. Huh. They worked hard growing the best ingredients in order to deliver the finest taste to your mouth. If you want quality, always look for the 2 cow logo. Impressive. But I still don't know what kind of wine this is. Just fill the cup. Red Solo, baby. I really like this painting. The countryside landscape looks so peaceful with the muted color palette. Oh, now you're not complaining about the muted color palette. My mom paints as a hobby. This was a gift from her, so I keep it to so I could be reminded of home. You're from the country? Yeah? A small town called Appleton. It's a farming town way out to the east. The Eubanks didn't care. They hired me off my food alone. A lot of those wealthy folks treat us like we're lessers, just because we are from the country. The old country. I'm kidding. I picked the wrong accent for this guy. He's supposed to be like the western, like, it's supposed to be like, howdy y'all. No heeing and hawing with their food. Well, the Eubanks seem quite nice at least. Flower. That's a lovely bouquet. They are yellow poppy flowers. Miss Eubanks says, oh yeah, Mrs. Eubanks says they represent optimism. Just like hummingbirds. God, I'm so dumb. She loves to be optimistic, so those are her favorites. I'm like slipping it a German accent. They're very pretty, and I should buy some for my room. I wonder what's in here. Don't open that. Sorry, what's in there anyways? A dead body. It's got food. The Eubanks got some while I was away. I can't stand the smell of that stuff. Surely it can't smell that bad. Well, it does. It doesn't help that I'm allergic to cats. So why keep the food here then? The Eubanks don't know I'm allergic, and I don't want to cause a fuss. They want it in there. They want it in here, so it stays in here. This job is important to me. The Eubanks want a cat, and I don't want them replacing me over it. Thankfully, Mrs. Eubank has a no-cat policy in the kitchen. I'd be red as a tomato otherwise. As a tomato. I don't know how you say tomato in French. Well, why don't you look for a place to work without any cats around? Work does not grow on the trees. I applied to hundreds of places before I landed this job. I won't let a single cat like that take it away from me. Avoids contact with the Eubanks cats. Cats are allowed inside the kitchen. Stove hood. What is this hood for? It captures the smoke and grease from the stove and carries them out of the kitchen. Oh really? I've never seen one. How sad. The smell of grease must be dreadful in your kitchen. I'm used to it. Food is food after all. I can't stand it. It makes the kitchen smell awful. Plus, it's a health hazard. Depending on where you live, it might be required by law. I bet it's another case of the landlord forgetting to tell me. I feel that. I want to ask her about something. This morning... Oh. I was having breakfast in the dining room with the rest of the family. After my husband finished eating, I stayed by myself in the dining room. We adopted a stray cat yesterday, so I was feeding him. Whoops. Oliver is apparently extremely allergic to cat food, so he avoids contact with the Eubanks cat. Luckily, no cats are allowed inside the kitchen. How do I dispute? Should check really quick. Present evidence. Question. Trigger history. Navigate the interface. Present evidence. Move forward. Well, I guess I can't actually do that. Huh? Well, nothing. As much as I would like that to be it, looks like I can't stick at the fact that they only adopted it yesterday. It sucks. Okay. It's strange how familiar this room is now. Is it? Imagine how I feel coming and going from this room so often. I ought to be paying rent at this point. You'd have to sell everything you own to afford rent in a place like this. Whoa. Hold it right there. What the hell? What? This is an active crime scene. Civilians can't just wander around here. Perfect timing. I was wondering where you were. Red, welcome back. I see you brought a guest. What is this, like... What is this, like, anime intro music? Miss Assistant, let me introduce you to the lead detective, Sophie Swift. Oh, it's a girl. Nice to meet you. Wait, did you mean what do you mean the lead detective? I thought you were in charge. Red handles the robberies. I'm the one who handles homicides and attempts at homicide. You must be Justina Smith, correct? Wait, how did you know that? I have it written right here. Just Justina Smith, a clerk working under Sue P. Earle. The chief told us about you last week. He showed us a picture and everything. Wait, how come Detective Hunt didn't know me? Why, would you look at the time? I really ought to be going. You forgot, didn't you? Keen as ever, I see. Is he always like this? For as long as I've known him, he has a good heart, though. Anyways, Sue told me you got a confession from the thief. We got a confession for the robbery, but she didn't attack Chandra. Justina here couldn't bear to see the innocent person accused like that, begging me to bring her here. Hey, don't listen to him. Well, since you're here, let me give you the rundown. Around 8 o'clock this morning, Miss Lear left a voicemail for Red that seemed to be cut off abruptly. It sounded like a person had attacked her. I was sent over to investigate. I got here about 10 past 8. Mrs. Eubank greeted me on my arrival, and we headed towards the trophy room, where we believed Chandra may have been. The door was locked tight, so I had to force it open. Chandra was inside, unconscious. She had clearly been attacked. I confirmed she was still alive before we transported her to the hospital. I see. So, what was the weapon? I haven't found one yet. I was told she had been hit on the back of the head with a flat and blunt object. We know it must have had blood on it given the injury, but everything we've tested so far has come back negative for blood. Flat and blunt. I guess, I don't know. So we believe the culprit must have taken the weapon with him. I guess the frying pan could be it. Or the cat food. Ugh. I have the medical report right here. Take a look at it. A report from the hospital Chandra is being treated at. She suffered a single blunt force wound to the back of the head from a flat object. There were no other injuries present. What if it's still in the house? Shouldn't we just test everything? Not without reasonable suspicion or warrant. It'd be ruled as inadmissible and thrown out otherwise. Right now, we only have grounds to test what's around the crime scene. I guess that makes sense. It does make things harder, though. It's a necessary evil. For now, let's just investigate this room. We might find something. So, yeah, there's a good chance that it was the frying pan. Let me know if you have any questions. It took me 20 minutes to drive here. How did you get here so fast? Believe it or not, I'm the fastest member of the force. If criminals think they can outrun the law, they haven't met Zephyr. Zephyr? That's my ride. Just standard issue motorcycle with some custom upgrades. I know all the ins and outs of the city. Trust me, whenever there's a murder, I'm the first one there. Good to know. So why is Hannah the prime suspect in this? I don't see anything that ties back to her. Well, there isn't anything to detect. Anything to what? But given how the body was found, our best assumption is that the thief had to have returned. Hold on. Oh, this isn't it. We talked to the chief. He doesn't want us going after the Eubanks. Eubanks have a lot of sway in the city. Unless we had ironclad proof, let's just say the fallout would be enormous. Fallout New Vegas? I'm so stupid. I'd certainly hate to get that on their bad side. So with nothing else to go on, our best guess remains the thief. That's awful. Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? That only applies in a court of law. The police have simpler priorities when making an arrest. So, until we find the true culprit, Miss Yor is the prime suspect. Why the long face? We're here to prove her innocent. Our system isn't perfect, but it'll work out in the end. Far from perfect. Investigation rights. I'm surprised you don't mind us hijacking your investigation. Red may seem a bit absent-minded, but really, he's dedicated to the core. Even if I tried to stop him, he'd still worm his way into this. Besides, he's the better detective. If anyone can solve this case, it's him. But why is your case? But this is your case. Don't you want to be the one to solve it? Well, Red has his quirks, but unlike me, he has the actual brains to back it up. I'd only get in the way, so guarding the crime scene is the best I can do. I got promoted to detective last month because I gave the most speeding tickets, not for my investigation skills. I met quota. The chief just wants me as an example to the other officers, an incentive to issue more tickets. Don't put yourself down. I'm sure you're a great detective. How did you get... That's actually... I don't know. I feel like that would be accurate. I don't know anything about law enforcement, so we all have our skills. I drive fast, Red finds criminals. I accept that. I haven't. You've been here all morning. You must have uncovered something. Well, there is one thing. The order of when everyone arrived here. First was Miss Eubank. She greeted me at the door and led me here. Then then the chef came up. He had a frying pan, so I figured he came from the kitchen. After that, Mr. Eubank claimed to have heard a sound and rushed downstairs. La-da-da-da-da. See, you have a detective's attention to detail. But that's not all. Mr. Eubank's statement is important. Why is that? Well, if he had heard the thud, he must have been close to the crime scene, right? So I think he must have been in the room upstairs. What's above this room? The victim's bedroom. That can't be a coincidence. Let's go investigate that room. I couldn't find anything when I looked, but you two might be luckier. Then try again. A second look might be all you need. Red, how long have you been listening? Since about 11 sentences ago. You found the clue. You should find the proof. I'll stay here and watch the scene. You should go. You're way better than me at this. Take my assistant with you. I taught her everything, so it'll be like I'm there in spirit. Like I needed your help to look at an object and comment on it. Sure, I'll go with you. I want to be there when you find the proof. Alright, cool. Alright, let's do it. But only for the bedroom. I'm leaving the rest of the house to Red. Once you're done collecting evidence, just head to the... Once you're done collecting evidence, just head to her room. I'll meet you there. Let's see. God, that's... rogue. I'm not a fan of this rug. I thought that was a bed. It doesn't match the carpet at all. It needs more color variety. Green and purple would help it pop more. But it's super fluffy. What I would give to be a cat and just roll around without a care. Is that a clue? Cat? It's kind of frustrating. She didn't go back and ask the chef how long they've had the cat. Because then we could confirm that there's a conflict there. Looks fine to me. Says the man who looks like a walking lobster. Be nice. He's working really hard to infiltrate the crustacean smuggler's ring. You're right. I was being too crabby. When this is over, I'm going shopping for new clothes. Detective, it's a safe from this morning. You mean yesterday? You only saw this morning from a tape recording yesterday. Ow. Time is just an excuse to display power over others. I learned about it this morning, therefore I only existed since then. Only met the... dang it! Detective, it's a safe from yesterday. Doesn't seem to be relevant to our current case, so let's leave it alone. How is it not? Bedsheet. What's this? It looks like a white bedsheet, but it's covered in a bunch of dirt and grass. Detective Swift, do you know what this is? No idea. It was there when we scoured the room. Whoever left it must have been in a hurry. Oh, it must have been from outside. Like, they put it down and then walked on it in order to make sure that the footprints only looked like they were walking away from the safe. Well, Chandra was in here. Maybe she was planning on cleaning it when she got attacked. There's no bed in here, or anything for washing sheets. How did it get this dirty? Strange. I'll record it for later. White bedsheet covered in dirt. It was found stuffed inside a drawer in the trophy room. Cabinet. I wonder what's in there. It looks like a landline, but it's covered in hair? It's cat fur. Red found some yesterday. Cat fur? Are you saying there's a cat in here? Not just any cat. An orange and white Siamese cat. Given how fresh the fur was, I'd said it was shed no more than an hour before it was discovered. I asked Miss Eubank about it, and she said it's from the family cat. Really? None of that was in the police report. Why leave it out? I brought it up to the chief, but it was dismissed as irrelevant. He said, what are we supposed to do, claim the cat as a witness and request testimony? They did that with the bird. Cats do make for poor witnesses. As for the phone, we believe this phone was used to call the police this morning. We're not sure how it ended up here. Perhaps the thief tried to hide it. Take note. Hug. Day of the robbery. Whoops. Let's see. Whoops. Hers in the dupe until by herself until the police came. Well, trophy room telephone. Telephone found stuffed inside the cabinet in the trophy room. It's been disconnected. Well, that's awfully suspicious. What? We don't get to have the... Ah! I guess that's fair. Okay. Who keeps a single yellow dress hung up like this? Miss Eubank says it was what she wore when watching her husband play golf. She says it's easier to find when it's next to the golf clubs. I'm surprised she wouldn't wear something fancier. She can afford whatever outfit she wants, but goes for a tacky yellow dress. It's simple and elegant, like her personality. You need a better eye for fashion, Red. And there's more to style than just throwing on whatever. I'm a simple man. All I need is something that fits me. I feel you. I feel you. I got rid of most of my clothes, and I kind of regret it. So now I don't have a whole lot of clothes. I kind of got rid of the wrong clothes, I'm trying to say. There's some golf clubs over there. How strange. This blue one had its head polished, but not the rest of it. I guess Chandra was cleaning it when she got attacked. That's what we thought, but there's nothing in here for cleaning a golf club with. According to the Eubanks, after delivering breakfast, Chandra was asked to clean the blue one. Is there a golf tournament coming up? Maybe Mr. Eubank would use it there. Then why would he want this one cleaned? These clubs are just for show. What do you mean? He keeps his real clubs in his room. These are his lucky clubs. These three are more to show off. He claims he carried them to a few tournaments he won. Strange. Why would he want just one cleaned then? I didn't ask him. Don't worry about it. If it's connected to this case, we can ask him later. Do you think any of these clubs could have been the weapon? We tested them for blood, but they came back negative. I'll add this to the evidence. I'm so bad at reading. One of Owen's lucky golf clubs. Although Chandra had been asked to clean them, this one is still partially dirty. Tested negative for blood. Trophy. According to the trophy, Mr. Eubank got first place at a golf tournament recently. Apparently, he won plenty of trophies in the past. One magazine said, a true visionary, when his company stocks go up, his golf score goes down. Isn't a low score bad? Golf is about getting the ball in a hole with the least number of swings, so a low score is best. If he's so great, why display only one trophy? You make good point. Unless he has another room, this room is usually bare, given his previous record. So, maybe he does have another trophy. So the culprit came in through this window, huh? Given that the door was locked, they would have to leave through it as well. But then why would they close the window? Surely a thief escaping in a hurry wouldn't put in the effort to close it. It does seem odd, but it was closed when we got here. Whoever attacked Chandra must have closed it. Okay. April 16th, 12:20 p.m. Bedroom. Here we are, Chandra's bedroom. Are we really in the same house? This room is a bit bland. Maybe she prefers being a minimalist. That or the Eubanks don't pay her enough. Either way, a modest room makes our lives easier. Makes my throat easier. Ah, never mind. Let's check this chest for clues. You mean this dresser for clues? No, it has drawers that you pull, so it's a chest of drawers. Dressers are short and wide, while a chest of drawers are tall and narrow. This is short and wide, therefore it's a dresser. Is this really that important? Wow, just because you lost? Let's just look inside. There's some golf club cleaner and what looks like a camera? Why would there be a camera in here? The inside seems broken. Judging by the dust, I'd say it was hidden away on top of the wardrobe. Some of the parts have fresh club cleaner on it. So whoever put it there must have been using the club cleaner. But why is it broken? The scratches on it means it must have hit the floor pretty hard. That would have been enough to break it. With the fresh club cleaner on it, it must have been broken today. I doubt it simply fell on its own, just one mystery on top of another. Let's add both to the evidence. Club cleaner, camera. Yeah, see the wallpaper's peeling. The cat fur is what I want to get to. This room is a bit cold. This window must be wide. It's letting a draft in. Why is it open? We found it open when we got here. Did Chandra open it? No idea. Best to leave it alone for now. This must be the window I spotted outside. An open window in Chandra's... hiccups. Wardrobe. For a maid, there sure is a lot of cat fur in here, especially around this wardrobe. I wonder what's inside. What the... Aha, you finally found me. I've been waiting here forever. Now hand over your badge, Miss Detective. You were in here the whole time? Hang on. You know her already? Of course, she's... Fee. My name is Fee. And this is my cat, Toasty. Hello, Toasty. Nice to meet you both. My name's Justina. I'm here to help out with the investigation today. So this is Eubank's cat? This is the Eubank's cat? He's super cute. I think he likes you, miss. Meow meow. So why exactly does he want your badge, Detective? Sorry, why exactly does she want your badge? I may or may not have promised to play hide and seek with her this morning, and I bet my badge on it. Turns out she's really hard to find. Have you really been in here the whole time? Yep, and since you never found me, I won. Now give me your badge. But I did find you. No, you didn't. The green lady found me, so it doesn't count. She takes hide and seek seriously. Hey, let's worry about the badge later, okay? Right now, I want to ask a couple questions about today. Synergy. Well, Toasty and I are really tired, so we're having trouble remembering things. Maybe you could jog our memory with some money? You want us to pay you? Father tells me that information is worth more than gold, so I'm not going to talk to you for free. I can't believe I'm being extorted by a kid. Detective, what do we do now? Hold on, I got an idea. Tell you what, Fee, how about we play a little game instead? A game? We're listening. You answer all our questions honestly, and Justina will give you whatever you want. But if we catch you lying, I gotta keep my badge. Deal? Hang on, I didn't agree to that. Hey, I already put my badge on the line. Take one for the team. Alright, fine. I really hope this kid is bad at lying. So, how does that sound to you, Fee? Dio, what do you want to know? I don't remember hearing about her at all in the police report. Wonder if she saw anything. Let's start from the beginning. Where were you yesterday when the robbery happened? Ha, that's easy. You better get ready to give us the piggyback ride of a lifetime. My back is already aching too. From the thought. I really hope Detective Swift knows what she's gotten us into. Statement. Well, before all the police came, Chandra wanted to play hide and seek. Toasty and we decided to hide in the kitchen. I waited there for a while, and by the time I came out, all the police were there. Chandra never found us, so I won. I see. I gotta spot a lie for the sake of my spine. Oh, well, I caught it. Alright. Caught you. Fee, we already spoke to Oliver. He said cats are not allowed in the kitchen. You couldn't have hid there with Toasty. Ooh! Sucks for you, kid. Sucks. Sucks to suck. You did? How would he know? He wasn't there. He went on some trip. That's true. How can we prove Toasty wasn't there? Well, Drat. There's gotta be a way. I have to think. No, that's not it. Has to be something. No, that's not it. Has to be something Fee or Toasty would leave behind. There's so much cat fur around this wardrobe. Cats tend to shed more during spring to prepare for the summer heat. Given that it's April, this amount of fur is normal. Cats know no bounds. Cat fur. Eubank's cat leaves a prominent trail of shredded fur. I got it. Cat fur. God, I hate this UI. Fee. Toasty likes to shed a lot, doesn't he? In fact, everywhere he goes he seems to leave a trace of it. But I don't remember seeing any sort of cat fur in the kitchen. If he had really hid there with Toasty, there would have been a cat fur all over the place. There would be cat fur all over the place. And poor Mr. Curry would have been sneezing like crazy. Ooh, caught you. Fine, you win. I wasn't in the kitchen. You can keep your stupid badge. I didn't want it anyways. Whew, good work, Justy. My badge is safe. Don't call me Justy. Sophie, if you weren't in the kitchen, then where were you hiding? Toasty can't remember. This again? Think, Justina. There gotta be some way to figure out where she was. Of course I know. You were in the closet the whole time. It's the only other place with cat fur. Fee, we found cat fur in the trophy room. Detective Swift said she found it yesterday, and it was no more than an hour old. So I think you and Toasty were hiding in the trophy room when the robbery happened. But... Okay. I was hiding in there, but you can't tell anyone. We already know. Fee, why didn't you tell the police about this? I'm not supposed to go in there, and Toasty isn't either. I didn't want to get in trouble. If Father found out, he'd try to take Toasty away. I couldn't let Toasty go back in the wild. Need you to tell us about what happened yesterday. It'll help us find out what happened to Chandra. Do you promise I won't get in trouble? We promise. Well, I heard Chandra and someone else in there. I think they were taking stuff out of the safe. I got really scared. I told Oliver about it. He always knows what to do. Hang on, Oliver knew? He never mentioned that. I was scared about what might happen to Chandra. Father started being really mean to her, and I thought Oliver could help her. Whoa, that's a big one to drop. Oh no, you don't think... Let's not jump to any conclusions yet. We'll take a note of this for later. Thank you, Fee. You helped out a lot. And so did you, Toasty. Can I get a piggyback ride as things? Yeah, can she? Don't encourage her. Fee's confession. Coolio. Toasty. Do you mind if I pet Toasty? Go ahead. He's really soft. Toasty used to live outside. He'd always come to say hi to us. I'm glad Toasty has a new home. My neighborhood has more stray cats than I can count. You should adopt one of them. I hated seeing Toasty without a home. I'll think about it. I don't really like the idea of trying to grab one of those feral cats off the street. Okay. Well, you can pet the cat, so that's at least 1 point for the game. Detective Swift's badge. Why did you want Detective Swift's badge? So Toasty can become Detective Toasty. That's adorable. That's actually adorable. He's a cop who doesn't play by the rules. Fee, cops are supposed to follow the law, not break it. Detective Toasty should set a good example. It's true. That's boring. We like our way better. Fee is just a kid. We gotta finish up the investigation. Wallpaper. Some of the wallpaper is peeling. Yeah, I noticed that earlier. You should check it out. Leave no stone unturned. What if we make it worse? It's just wallpaper. We can fix it up. Alright. Oh my. Look behind the wallpaper. There's a small hole. I think this must be some sort of storage place. Do you see anything in there? Looks like a filing drawer. There's a bunch of important documents inside. What do you mean? Insurance paperwork, medical documents, Chandra's passport? They're all properly labeled. Hang on, there's something missing here. I can see a spot for a file, but there's nothing inside. I'll note this down. That's so unfair. Chandra's passport, which was found in a small storage place hidden behind her wallpaper. She seems to have stored it with her other important documents there, but something next to it was missing. That missing spot. We should check this for prints. You won't believe this. Chandra's prints are here, but there are another set of prints too. Whose? Mr. Eubank himself. Wait, how did you identify those prints so quickly? I carry a small device for it. It holds a small database of prints that can quickly check against. We got a sample of everyone's prints earlier. Except Fee's. These prints are pretty fresh too. I'd say they were left today. Science can tell if fingerprints are fresh? It's not science. The paper is still sticky. No dust on it from being exposed for too long. So it had to have been peeled today. The fingerprints are on the sticky side. That means it showed up today. Wow, she knows her stuff. Fingerprints belonging to Owen Eubank were found in Chandra's bedroom on the sticky side of her peeling wallpaper. They were left today. 2 kinds of evidence from 1 clue. Nice work. Yeah, what's wrong? It's just, I was here earlier. I didn't bother to check behind this wallpaper. I could have found this. But you found those prints, and you noticed that missing file. If you hadn't come here, no one would have found it. But we did find it. That's a 2-person job. Let's just keep investigating. Okay. Should talk to her about this after the case. Painting. The painting looks so sad. The mountains are crying out in pain. Crying out in pain? Yes! Look at the one in the far back. Its side was chopped off. A chip that size can only be missing due to human activity. Or due to... whatever. That, or the artist just didn't notice. Of course the artist noticed. Every detail in a painting is like this. Every detail in a painting like this is deliberate. Every brushstroke, every line. You sound like you're an artist yourself. No, I'm terrible at it. My parents are artists, though. Sorry for getting a bit carried away there. Don't worry about it. You're cute when you get all fired up like that. Let's move on. That's adorable. This bed looks so bare with only that thin sheet. I expected a bit more from a maid. She must not have made her bed this morning. It sounded like she was rather busy. I can make my bed in under a minute. What's her excuse? A minute? My personal record is 36.13 seconds. Now, what's yours? I can't remember the last time I made my bed after or before work. I must have forgotten. How about I just add the bed to evidence for now? Changer's bed. And the phone. What a quaint phone. Hang on. Looks like it's damaged. The receiver is cracked. Perhaps someone dropped it? There are even tiny bits of plastic on the floor. Maybe let's add it to the evidence. Make. Okay. Well, last place. Office. Forget the foyer. This is the Reals Lines den. Detective, maybe we should... Good afternoon, Mr. Eubank. I'm back. Too late. Huh. Mrs. Eubank has the right side, and he has the left side. That's a little weird. Ah, detective. Detective. Have you finished dealing with our little rat problem yet? Rat problem? The scurrying, thieving rats in my house. We've dealt with the thief. We're done here on other matters. Oh. We dealt with the thief. We're here on other matters. This is my assistant, Justina Smith. Justina, this here is Owen Eubank, founder of and CEO of Eubank Investments. An assistant. I didn't know you were a detective of prestige. Hey, I'm not a trophy. She wanted to tag along to see a pro at work. We're here to find out more about the attack on Chandra. I'm sorry to say, but I won't be much help in the matter. Why not? This is your house, isn't it? Surely you know about what goes on. If you must know, Miss Smith, I only saw Miss Lear during breakfast, and we hardly spoke at all. I have no idea about what happened after that. Now, I'm really quite busy right now, and I don't have time for all these inane questions. Real helpful, this guy. Clearly the window isn't going to look through itself. Nevertheless, we still need to record your statement. Just give us a few sentences, and we won't bother you again. You officers are such a bother. Fine, let's make it quick. Around 7:30 this morning, I went down to the dining room to have breakfast with my family. Miss Lear came to serve us the food, and that was the only time I saw her. After that, I went straight back to my office, where I remained for the rest of the morning. Not long after, you all showed up and told me Miss Lear had been attacked. Claims to have breakfast with his family. Saw Chandra. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Eubank. We'll need to have a look around and ask you a few more questions, and then we'll be out of your way. Miss Assistant, let's get to work. Right. Oh, that's not so bad. There are quite a lot of history books here. History is a wonderful thing. It defines who we are, and yet we can only ever experience it once. For example, this book I'm currently reading. It's about how Azure City went from being a small city-state to the sprawling capital it is now. To grow so fast simply by merging with other city-states over the course of a scant 50 years. It's truly marvelous. It certainly is. This is what I get for sleeping through history class. Local history I don't think is included, so I think you're fine. Bottom shelf. What's this? A guide to taking care of monocles. I didn't think they actually wrote a book on this. A monocle is a gentleman's best friend. It would be a crime not to keep it clean. A gentleman's best friend? Doesn't your wife wear one as well? Hers is a simple accessory. Mine is prescription. I can't see with my left eye without it. I don't know which of those statements surprises me more. Laptop. What's on this computer? Is this a video game? Melody Man 12. No, stop stooping around. A bit. Sorry, but I have to ask, why would a man of your age be into video games? I'm only in my 30s. I was there when Melody Man started fighting for everlasting music. Blah, blah. I see. I guess even Owen has a childhood. Ugh. I keep messing up. It bothers me. This is an expensive lamp. Looks like the price tag is still on it. This thing is worth more than my entire month's salary. Be careful around that. I already had to replace that lamp once. What happened? That nuisance of a cat came running in here and knocked it over. A whole lamp? That cat must be all muscle. If it were up to me, that cat would never have stepped foot in this house. What stopped you? My wife. She was determined to take that cat in. Once that woman sets her mind on something, nothing can stop her. I see. Mr. Eubank, I understand you asked Chandra to clean one of your golf clubs today. May I ask why? A friend of mine wanted to borrow it for an upcoming tournament. Since those are my luckiest clubs, he hoped it would give him an edge. He was supposed to come today, but we had to reschedule. Yeah, I bet. Seems like he asked Chandra to clean it by chance. Mr. Eubank, I was reviewing the case file for the robbery this morning. I have to ask, why does Chandra know the code to the safe? Do I need a reason? Well, no, it's just odd. If you must know, it's because she's a trusted employee. She did a lot of the accounting work. Giving her the code made things easier for the both of us. Does that answer your question? Yes. This doesn't add up. If he's embezzling money, then why would he trust Chandra? Did he have some reason to believe she'd keep a secret? Okay. First, I want to talk to her, because I want to pin her with something. Let's see. What? I don't get it. All of those are valid. Ah, that's stupid. That's so dumb. That is right. What is going on? Oh, I hate you so much. Every single piece of that is right. I hate this. It's so dumb. Bring the family food. This is so dumb. But like all of it points. So it doesn't, so I guess it doesn't track because of the, okay, never mind. That's, okay, the robbery. Okay. Mr. Eubank, as part of our investigation, we searched Chandra's room. Inside, we found a small hidden filing cabinet. If you were in your office all day, then why did we find your prints there? Why, I must have touched it some other time. That drawer was covered in freshly peeling wallpaper. Those prints had been left today. Can't be serious. This is an outrageous invasion of privacy. Who authorized you to start dusting my house for fingerprints? You have the right to test for fingerprints as part of our investigation, so long as we have just cause. Now, you can either confess here or we can do this at the station. Is this really how you treat innocent bystanders? The only ones who are lying. Only the ones who are lying. Now start talking. I need to speak to Miss Lear over a delicate matter. I went there for that. If you just give me a moment, I can explain all your worries away. No one could have known she was in her room. Me visiting her is unrelated to this assault. That's why I kept my visit to myself. It was all just a massive coincidence. I should listen to his statement again. He might be lying again. Okay. There was one thing, but they didn't put it down. one could have known she was in her room. Me visiting her is unrelated. I got pizza. I don't think we have anything to pin on him. Keep my visit to myself. It's all just a massive coincidence. Did we get anything from that? Family's cat. No one could have known she was in her room. No one could have? Me visiting her is unrelated to this assault. That's why I kept my visit to myself. What does he mean by this? Hold on for now. Huh? There is a way someone could have known. What? There's the pizza. Pizza. I also found a camera in that room. Before it was broken, someone had been spying on her. That person could have been you. Okay, that was a little weird, but even though it wasn't in that room, I guess, I don't know, it's weird. We gotta think outside the box here. We know that camera worked with the thief. Oh, we know that Chandra worked with the thief, and that you were suspicious of her. You should have reported it to the police. It was an internal matter. I needed to deal with it myself. This is beginning to sound like a clear motive for assault. How dare you? You can't possibly presume I attacked her. Why else did we find your fingerprints in her room? Why else would you have been spying on her? I went into that room, but not to attack Miss Lear. There is something important in there that I needed. Once I had it, I left. I have a witness who can verify as much. Oliver came out of her room. Oliver was there? He didn't tell us that. What was he doing in there? I didn't ask. He just said she wasn't there, and then he left in a hurry. I got the hiccups. Hiccups. So tell me, just what were you looking for in that room? That's none of your business, detective. That's fine. I already know the answer. This morning, our thief told us something very interesting. She mentioned that the charity money was wrongly calculated. I think Chandra had proof of it. So I'd wager a guess you took it and then tried to end her life to tie up the loose ends. I would never harmed her. That charity money was perfectly calculated. You have no grounds to doubt that. So what are you hiding from us? Let's hear it. You're a fool to take the word of some common thief over my own, especially without a smidge of evidence to back it up. An innocent woman is being charged with attempted murder. Any decent human being would want to help her. That wretch stole from me, filled my home with police officers, and you think I should help her? I have no sympathy for her. She's getting what she deserves. You can say that to her face after I drag you back to the station. Detective, you're taking this too far. He's right. We don't have any proof of any of this. Escalating things is only going to cause more problems. Seems your little assistant here has more sense than you. I'll have your job for this, detective. One phone call to the chief of police, and I'll ensure you never work in this city again. Let's go, Justina. We'll solve this case ourselves. I can't believe him. We're going outside right now. Detective, what has gotten into you? I'm sorry you had to see that. I should have handled things better. You're right, you should have. Do you have any idea how much trouble you've gotten us in? Did you hear what he said there? You could lose your job over this. I stand by what I said. He knows more than he's letting on. Maybe so, but that's no reason to accuse a man of attempted murder. You can't reason with his kind. Being nice to them will only let them take advantage of you. His kind? What? Guys with monocles? The rich, the people who have enough money to change the world, but would rather hoard it all to themselves. Boomers. They'll do anything to cling on to their power, no matter who they have to hurt in the process. That's why he'd embezzle all that money. If bringing him down means I lose my job, then so be it. If he's so wealthy, why would he risk embezzling even more money? Because he can. Well, I think you're wrong. We have no reason to think he's a bad person. Sure, he was a little rude, and he did lie to us. Twice. But I bet there's more to him than that. You're naive, Justina. But you're right. I shouldn't have acted the way I did. It's just, the Cloud's orphanage is very important to me. I let that cloud my judgment. I'm sorry. Apology accepted. But why is the orphanage important to you? That's a story for another time. You have a case to solve. Right. I think it's time we pay a visit to Mr. Curry. I think it's time that we take a break. We've been streaming for like 2 hours. Alright. I'm gonna shave here. Alright. I take it back. These are like super long episodes. Alright. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.